Hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to start off immediately with sending my little guy into space before I start explaining what the plan is. Bonk.
Milestone reached. Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly the 2 new project parts. The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of project assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
Yeah. Once I've gone through this, yes, probably. I was going to try to explain the plan. Ooh, nearly a face plant. I did, by the way, and thank you, Don, for helping me move my copper plant up the mountain so it's out of my way and saves just quite a bit of lag. I also made sure that I now have got a platform with the constructors making concrete over there, but I will go by it while trying to explain what the plan is. Now, I already sent the last thing into orbit because we are in need of those items that you can see at the top right. They are new to me, except for the versatile frameworks, which I already have been making for quite a while. The other ones are new to me. We can, if it's okay, now make computers and what was it? What did she say? Heavy modular frames, I think. Which we are absolutely going to do, but I'm going to tie it into a bigger plan. I always open a map, but it's just easier to see because we live here. Let me get rid of the menu. We live here. I am actually thinking, since I've got a few factories here around me, to make, you can already see that I started placing them just to see how I could do it and if I could do it. What I am thinking about, and I do actually ask for your help here, if you look on the whole map, maybe that's an easier way to start. You can sort of see that this would sort of be the middle of the map, sort of. Now, this is above that lake, and we have got a coal power plant somewhere here. These are the coal nodes, so here. And this is quite a big area where we could work with a central train track. I was thinking maybe one that goes from left to right, and then once we found what is going to be our central point in the world, also one that's going from south to north, and then every little detour route it needs to take, because I am really fanatically thinking about a spot, and it could be somewhere here, or maybe above this water here, which would be a little bit in the diagonal, but somewhere here. And I am thinking that because I am now making here, I am making copper items, so copper sheets, cable, wire, and I've got ingots left over. I am on this side making modular frames. I am making here, let me think, that is iron rebars. Yeah, something like that. Over there, that is. I am making rebars, I am making screws, and I am making rods. Then I've got there where I make stitched iron plate, and I've got some wire to spare, which I could also take out. Over there is, of course, my concrete. And as I said, there is my copper. So that's going all around me. So I was thinking, if I've got the map open again, if I have this as a central line in the world, and then sort of here, I'm not exactly sure where yet, I would make a place where my trains would go to and dump it in an area where I will have a lot of containers. So like I don't know how to solve this just yet. That's also a part of my question. I was thinking about having an area here where I have containers. Trains go there, dump the stuff, it gets sorted. Whatever I need wherever else on my map, I could pull it from there and then start transporting it again. So there will be sort of a cross through the world, and it will have little sidelines where it picks up and drops off. And I wonder if that's a smart idea. Because quite frankly, I am not entirely sure how otherwise to do it. If I, for example, were to make copper sheets just in this factory here, and I would need it in factory A, D and F, wherever they are on the map, I wouldn't know how to do that logistic wise. But if it goes via a depot, which is sort of in the middle of the map, I can understand that it maybe then is a little bit more easy to do. But I would like your advice. Would you say that that is a good idea, or shall I just try to transport maybe with separate trains that goes from this factory to wherever it needs to go and back, like I'm doing in the Spire Coast with my compacted coal? I did do, let's go to the copper. I did do already set it out a little bit that I think might work. So the reason I wanted to redo the factories, as you know, is first of all to produce more than that I did in the beginning, because they were all factories from total start with a tiny upgrade here and there, but some were still even working with MK2 belts. So I'm producing the items. They are here in the containers. As you can see, I tried to see if this would work. I'm not entirely sure if this is the way to go, but they can be belted under the train because I don't want to look to the at the containers from here. Train station that picks the goods up from here and then brings it, whoops, we're here now, would then make its round and then towards wherever my depot is going to be. So I'm thinking about, it's always difficult to explain it all, to make a train track that goes around my base to the train station. It might loop back, I don't know entirely sure yet, again in the circle around my base, and that track stays that way. But as from that track I can divert into these stations that you see here to pick it up. So the trains should, hopefully, not bounce into each other. That's the idea. And I can see that work, but I would love your opinion if you think that idea is indeed good. You've got more experience than I do. Because for what we're going to make now, I saw that we already need some copper, some wire, plastic. I think it was. Let me look that up again. For the computer, for example. Computer. Yeah, plastic, cable, circuit board. And that's then also needed for, that's called an adaptive control unit, which we need 100 for the space elevator. So I need computers there. Now there you go, the heavy modular frames and the circuit boards. And the circuit boards you make how? Yeah, there's the copper and more plastic. The copper is coming from over there. That's my copper factory. And if I turn around, and I already made a beautiful lane, that's of course not going to stay this way. But yeah, we need some sort of an idea what's going through my mind. If I turn around completely, whoops, over here is that lake that I was on about, what I showed on the map, what could be a central point. But over there is also 3 oil nodes. With that oil, I could produce the plastic needed for the computer parts. And I will have some heavy oil residue, which I can use again. Let me look that up, because black powder, I still need to do all that. But if I want to make, oh yeah, this, the smokeless powder, I will need some heavy oil residue. So I was like, why wouldn't I use some of that oil or all the oil? I don't know yet. I haven't made any calculations yet. I'm just trying to find the resources together, and I'm trying to get the idea of what would be the best approach. But if I were to get the plastic from there, I have the heavy oil residue, and over there, right behind that floating platform, which is also not the not the end factory, I promise, but behind there, sort of there, I think, I am making the black powder. There is that silver node. I could get the last node of compacted coal that was over there, and I knew about the oil, so that made me go for that location. And I think that this might in total start to work out. And I think that's also what I want to do, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the smartest thing to do. So I'm just turning this into a big project, which involves making quite a few train tracks. And I'm not talking about one episode, but I don't know, an X amount of episodes, where I'm going to make a basic train track, a train track that is in principle not being disturbed by stops on the route. As I said, have from west to east, so the big line, which would sort of be what happened to be my air bridge, but then a bit lower. Probably a bit lower, because if I see over there, I see already that that's quite high up. Let me see, because I have got this line, and I made this line. I will explain, because over here we are going towards my modular frame factory, which is over here. This is the back of the modular frame factory that's now being belted out towards my versatile frame net platform factory over there. But could be picked up by the train, and could be even dropped off by the train by going that way, also a station. And then sort of here would be the main track, because if we continue a tiny bit further, without hopefully bouncing into the beautiful creature, you can see that there is another factory, and the back is also still open. Oh, look at him. That's where I am making the screws, where I am making the rods, and where I'm making the rebars. So I could let this main track keep going. It could even go all the way to whatever that desert is called over here. I always forget those names, but with the reddish sand, like a badlands kind of idea. And then make a slight detour to a station, which then is connected to that factory, and it goes back to this track on its merry way. And I think that's the way to handle the items that I'm making, and making use of them, because what I'm doing now is I'm producing them, they go into a container, I can reach them via the dimensional storage, and then they get synced, whatever is left over. That's what I'm doing with them, and that feels of course a bit, yeah, like I'm wasting, hey, welcome back, like I'm wasting, yeah, goods and materials. So I think that this might be the way to go. I might have to be a little bit higher up. I might have to move it a little bit. But what do you think about this idea that we're going to work towards the phase 3 with the trains, with a main train line, which is going to pick the stuff up, which is going to dump that into a central storage. Slowly we're making the... What was the name now? What was being made out of this stuff? Smokeless powder, that was it. Making the computer factory, making the circuit board factory, making the heavy modular frames, because I need my modular frames from there. I think it's a nice project. It's a biggie, but it's a nice one. And we still got a lot of space here. We can just work on these... Yeah, what are they? Little hills, little... And if we're a tiny bit higher up, I also don't have to destroy the beautiful forest underneath. Yay! And I can avoid having to weave my way through it, because over there where I am, yeah, there is so many of these stone arches and cliffs and all kinds of things that I can't get rid of. So I will have to weave a little bit with the train. And that's why I thought I might best just go sort of round, but with a main track. Please let me know if that's smart or not. So where do we start now? No idea. So many plans. I do need to, I think... I wonder if I should also very quickly... Can I fly up there, or will I... I don't know if that's too high or not. There's a hatch there. Whoops. I can easily. Because then I can very quickly show you the area that I had in mind. Whoops. I think if you see this lake here, and if you then go here, this is such a big space. All the way there. And I think you can easily have multiple trains next to each other come in from the north, from the south. Sorry, from the north, from the south, in this case the west. Good explanation. I said it right when I was pointing out on the map. It would be over here then. Just because you want to be between these yeah, what are they? Hills, mountains, small mountains. But I think that this might be a perfect area for it. And then you've got your main line here going all the way. Now, yeah, not bouncing into there, but through somewhere. I haven't decided where, but the point where we can go through with the train. And then pick it all up. It might be even over there. I think I should start to get up now. And I actually want to try to do that with as little as possible ramps. So in that way, as many 1 meter ramps instead of going to 2. And I actually don't want to have 4 at all. Because that's the only thing. I am lower on this side where I am with my hub than that this area is. As in the highest point. And I will soon show you what I've got. Oh, is this going right or going wrong? I wanted to make sure that I was with one track or just one piece going down. Because I stopped there because it felt like, oh, nah. Really? A match in heaven. Because I thought, as you can see, I've gone over the highest point that's here in the way. I did check if I could go over there, and that is also possible. So I think I should keep that in mind. And from here, if this would be the train that comes from the west and has to go to the south, I could make a turn going that way. That is possible. And I need to be a little bit higher, because over there are the oil nodes, and I'm getting my production also over there. Plus whatever is over there. This is all so much higher still than that I am. So then we can, of course, later on eventually go north as from here. As I said on the map, because I've got some things going on here too. For example, my motors are here somewhere, here somewhere, here somewhere. Yeah, so I think that this train track that comes from the west could bend off that way towards the south. So go nicely around or through that forest where I still haven't fully been. We still need to do that. After the guns. After the guns, then we're going to do that. Then as you can see, I have to sort of go that way to have my main line going there. I can't make that straight because then I bounce into there. And then I have to be so much higher. I think there is uranium even here. Yeah, see? So that's also... No, I have to go around it. But if this were to be the path, and as I said, everything that I'm doing today is discussing with you what you think. If my plans are something that I should go through with, or that I should do things differently, or totally forget it and have a total different approach. And I want to show you what I have in mind here then. Not by a full build, but just by the thought, by the idea. Because if I see this area, maybe I should just build a little bit sideways here, because it's so nice and open here. Oops. I have to so get used to the turbo fuel. Before I know it, I'm in the sky. But as you can see, this is of course very sloping. Over there in the back is also quite a bit higher. And I think I'm going over that. But what I had in mind is several points where these stations can dump their stuff. All the items that it's picking up and it's going to store. I am just going to make line. This is not a line that has to stay in place. It is to get an idea. Oops, if this were to be a line for the train, I do see that I do spare some nature, so that's actually quite good. Yeah, I go well over it. See that? That's not a problem at all, because I've got there my first big coal power plant. And I should, maybe with a bit of luck, go even over the miners that are there. And then I can go down into the desert. I can go up over the red forest that way. And I would go around there because that's quite high. But let's say that this would be a spot. What is a train? It's like 5, eh? So if I go 3 each side, then I've got some space to walk around. But I want you to get the idea what's going through my head. Whoops. And I truly hope that I explain right. I'm really trying my best. Whoops, there and there. It's a bit of a shame. I will have to try to avoid those because I do like them a lot. But yeah, if they have to go, they have to go. Imagine that this is the train coming from the east. One of the train lines coming from the east. Where's my middle now? Dang! 1, 2, 3. Well, here's my middle. Then I would need a station. What am I doing here? Pressing the wrong button. Oh, really? Transport. Train station. Yeah, that way. Okay. Now, as far forward as that I possibly can. Too far. There. Beautiful. I have no idea. Train station what? Ah, sure. No idea. No idea where that is or what it says. Yeah. Train station. But then, of course, we need... I'm thinking as I go along. I can imagine that you would need a track with freight platforms that load. And you will need a train with freight platforms that unload. So I would have to figure out the middle and try to see if I can, for example, divide it in maybe 4. Why 4? Well, 4 as in 2 of these train tracks like I'm making now will be sort of next to each other, probably, maybe. One of them loads up, other one unloads. Yeah, because 2 tracks would then go from east to west, one loading, one unloading. The other one would come back from west to east, one loading, one unloading. I think. I'm brainstorming here. I think we'll make trains with 4 wagons and then maybe a locomotive at the front, locomotive at the back, which then I think means... Was that another question? Yes! I'm full of them today, as you noticed. What? Oh, I thought it was colored. I thought, how is that possible? Yeah, the shade. I think you then get this, because I didn't back then understand why there was an empty, platform, but that would be for the locomotive in the back. Pushing the whole system. But then, if this is already correct, I am trying to think. Because I think if I see this now, I should already turn it around. If I... Let me show you. Let me show you what I've got in mind. Imagine the empty platform there, because it's not relevant. I can just turn these right. And then we need another train station, which is going the other way. Why? I will tell you. Is it connected now? I can't see it. Yeah, it is. Okay. I would build then another track here. That track is just driving all the way till it can't go further west with all its side bits, as I already said, side tracks to whatever factory I have now and will build in the future. Then it comes back. That's why I turn it around. And then it goes its merry way all the way towards the east, where at the end, once again, it will come back. Next to me. That's the main track. One side is loading, other side is unloading. And then I will mirror that here. So I will have another track. Yeah, another track going that way, and it goes back on that side, and then go on its merry way all the way to the west and come back on this track that's invisible now because I haven't built it. No. Then I can have containers, I assume, under here, or I don't know, but that does mean that I will get mixed items. And how do you do that? Because that means that I'm getting... I'm just making it a slightly wider so I can try to place some items down. What I hope will be the solution to sorting all the items. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it has to be, because it has to go on some sort of a belt system. So let's say that we've got a whole row of these containers. Why don't you... Oh, that's weird. Okay. We have a whole row of these containers. Maybe they need to be more spread up. I have no idea. I'm just... Yeah, I can imagine that it needs to be. Otherwise it's... let me place one next to it. There we go. And then you can go. I can imagine that these items are coming out. It needs to be built out double. I needed to press this one. So we will have a belt come out here and a belt on top. I can imagine that it then needs to go on mergers. As in, yeah. How would you do that? How do you make that system? Because I can I stand on top so I can see or not? Don't give her that powerful stuff. I can imagine that. Ooh, is it a merging or is it a smart splitter? Let me think. Let me think. Oh, it's here, of course. Smart splitter. It comes in from this belt. Boop. That works. Doesn't matter. Get off. And then it needs to go on its way. And you've got multiple smart splitters? Is that possible? No, that's not possible. Because if I've got a smart splitter on this one too, which is going to do the same, I can't belt out of this one because it's got the arrows this way. So this has to be a merger. I'm thinking really out loud because I really have been thinking about this for days. And as you can see, I didn't get an end result. And that's because I truly don't know. All the items have to go one way. So let's say that I want them all to go that way. Then I would place a merger on these belts. Not like this, I would connect the belt after. But doesn't matter for this example. Now I can belt out... That's not a belt. No, I know. That way. If there then would be a container over there, I should have made it longer for the example. But I could place a smart splitter. Can I find the line? I can find the line. There we go. I would place a smart splitter like this. I would belt this bob to wherever the first container is. And I would say, for example, to the right, I want to have my copper sheet. And anything else, any undefined or any? Oh, what's the difference? Any, I assume. Center output any, as in everything else than copper sheet needs to be going that way. Copper sheets will be stored in the container. I could put my dimensional depots then here. Don't have to have them over there anymore either. And then it can go along whatever I want to store here. And if there is an overflow, so if we reach the end of the line, let's say that this was the last container in this whole line of whatever you call this. Is this sushi or is this? I don't know what you call this system. Let's say that that's the last one. Then I can let that just go into the sink, or have, just to be sure, a smart splitter over there which says any, for example, or any undefined, maybe anything that doesn't have a container. Maybe that's what that means. I will store in containers so I can sort that out, so I know that I need to do something with those items, and then there is an overflow straight ahead which is going into the sink. Is that a way to approach this problem that's being created in my head? I think I am getting there then. I think that way my items that I am already making, like the copper sheets that I need for, what was it, the computer or the circuit boards, the plastic that I am in principle already making in a blue crater, but since I also need some heavy ore residue there, I might as well create some here. But that can all be transported, so the plastic can come over here. What else do I have over there? Rubber then, of course. I've got my motors over there. I've got my stators, my pipes over. You know, all the things that I'm making. And it feels more logical to me. But please let me know. This was really a help video. I was really struggling. A help request video, actually. I shouldn't say a help video. Yeah, the help would be for me. A help request video, because I was struggling. I was like, I don't know how to approach this. I do have an idea, and now that I have said this out loud, it makes a little bit more sense. I do want to place very quickly one man, because I want you to see the leftover recipes that I have still got in here. Where is that? Here. If you can please tell me if there is any recipe that you say that I should take out of here. And please let me know which one you think I should choose. If there is anything that's really important for me to have now, or because maybe, for example, this is handy. I have no idea if my Caterium is finally going somewhere. This might be a good idea. I've got, yeah, see, circuit boards. I knew I had that. Copper sheet and silica. I am making silica. All on the produce, but yeah, still, I am making it. And I've got these. I've got so many. Oh my gosh. And then here. Ah, the motors even. Yeah. And then the last ones. See, I've got so many open. And I've been looking through them, and I'm just doubting a little bit. Deuterium, silica. So these are the ones that I've got. I should have... Can I already research again? Because last time I couldn't. Can I... because I've got them in my inventory, I think. Because I chucked them in, I couldn't research anymore. Yeah, see, I've got 7. I knew that. And those we then will check. Yeah, I've got recipes now again. Yeah, that makes sense, because I've got, of course, a few new recipes unlocked today. I will scan these. I will show you these last time. I know I had a lot of questions, but sweet, lovely people, I really, really struggle with what to do, what's wise, and I would love your expertise. So please let me know. Even though everyone's got a different approach, I don't care. Short comments, long comments, please let me know. I really truly appreciate everyone writing to me. With that being said, I have a headache. That doesn't count. Okay. I still had a very good time. It did clear up my mind, if I'm completely honest, because I do get an idea now of what I want to do. If it's right, that I want to hear, and I hope to hear soon from you. So sweet, lovely people, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will join me next time when we're going to start this big next project of mine. So hope to see you then.